People love diesels because they can last forever, but there's one common problem that I see amongst all the brands that a lot of times will cut that life short. In this situation, we've got a 2014 F250 with a 6.7 power stroke diesel, 191,000 miles, and this truck needs an engine. The cause for failure was a bad injector that has overfueled that cylinder. It stripped the cylinder walls of all the oil and caused damage because the piston rings were creating friction on the cylinder wall, so it's lost compression. So the way we diagnose this, one, you can see there's a ton of white smoke coming out the tailpipe, which means you've got a whole bunch of unburned fuel. The truck is running rough, sounds awful, but what we do is a relative compression test is the first thing we'll start with. So what that does is it'll crank the engine with the starter and it'll time the up and down movement of the pistons in correlation to the other pistons. So you can tell how quick a piston rebounds by how much compression that cylinder is building, and it'll give you a chart across all 8 cylinders and show you a correlation between all 8. We can see in this situation that number 1 is drastically lower than all the rest. So we then pull that glow plug and do a manual compression test, and this thing's only building maybe 10 pounds of compression, so not enough for that cylinder to fire even if we put a new injector in there. So we figured out what it needs. Fuel injector in cylinder number 1 went bad. It flooded the cylinder, wiped out the engine. On high mileage diesels, this is something I see often. One thing you can do to help prevent this is if you notice anything wrong with the engine, running wrong, smoke coming out the tailpipe, immediately shut it off and make sure somebody qualified takes a look at it.